皆さんこんにちは and welcome to Shogo's podcast. So this is the Omake talk of the video where I talked about what the problems of the anime industry are. So if you haven't watched the main video yet, please hope you can check it out first, as I put it inside the description box too. It's actually the newest videos, I hope you can check it out. And the Omake talk today, I wanted to add the information that I wanted to add today here in the Omake talk is something that I was actually originally intending on putting in the main part of the video, but in the end I actually deleted a whole chapter of stories because as I was doing more research, I started to feel that this is completely my personal opinion and it's not actually, what should I say, backed up with any concrete data or information. So I thought I'd just share it here in the podcast. And what it is that I really felt that a lot of people might have the question of, when I talked about the problems of the method that the anime industry mainly takes right now with all of the companies working together and investing together and such, I think a lot of people might have thought, then why don't the production companies that hire the animators, why don't they just invest themselves? And, why don't they just evolve so they can, just make the advertisements or the merchandise or things like that themselves. And then all of these problems would be solved, right? If they could just do it themselves. And this is my personal opinion about why the production companies and the animators who are suffering can't do the investing and all of the other advertisements and strategies themselves. It's because in Japan, there is this idea, I guess, that is still lingers on Japan today, is that craftsmen or any kind of people who makes something must only do that. So you might have this idea, like if you're training in traditional Japanese culture, like you might have heard of that you really should only focus on one thing and you shouldn't train in two or more things at once, which I am breaking the rules in that case a lot because I'm training in 5 things at once. But this idea still lingers on Japan today. Like we expect that if that shokunin, that craftsman, is a professional, he or she should only be pursuing that and nothing else. So if that craftsman or creator of any kind starts to do something else, like starts to engage in business or think about strategy on how to sell their merchandise or products, people will start to call them dirty and not very focused or not very authentic or serious or things like that. And I personally believe, especially because I'm working in the field of traditional culture in Japan, I still see this a lot. And I wanted to explain why this happens in the first place, where this culture came from in the first place. And from my point of view, completely my own personal opinions from what I've studied before through books and everything, is that during the Edo period, I actually once made a video talking about why Japanese people think that earning money is evil. But in that video too, I explained that during the Edo period, the peaceful 265 years that I often talk about a lot, the final period that the samurais existed, the government basically created this idea within the people and taught them that money is something vulgar and evil, and being poor is better, or should I say, more clean, and you're a higher person. So that's the reason why samurai actually lived very poor lives. Unless you're the top ranked samurai among the samurai class, most samurai actually lived very, very poor lives. And it's because they believed that the poor and the less things you have, the more minimalist you are a noble person. That's what the shogunate, the samurai government, taught the people. So, and even today, there's a lot of criticism that happens towards entrepreneurs or people who do business about when they try to think of a new plan and start business. A lot of people go up to them, oh, you must love money so much, you're such a vulgar person. These kind of criticism still happens in social media and such in Japan today. And I feel it's because that this culture has still been carried on. And of course, even today, I feel that the reason why we hardly teach about money in schools is because, of course, the government or maybe the politicians, it's so much easier to control the people if they lack information or knowledge about money, right? So I think that was probably the reason why this kind of problem happens, but especially for craftsmen, because Japanese people have so much pride in, what should I say, making things, producing things. The Japanese, craftsmanship, right? Shokunin bunka, we call it. We have so much pride in it. So even the people who have never been involved in craftsmanship before, they still go up to people and say that they need to only do that and focus only on their professions and not on anything else. So that's the reason why a lot of people, including in this case the animators or production companies, the people like in Kyoto making kimono obi or just simply kimono or maybe even katana or things like that, once they start doing social media or even just simply creating a website, for example, there are some people who criticize them as, what should I say, adapting too much to the younger culture or things like that, You can understand how old Japan is, right? Yeah. So I really feel that maybe the anime production companies and animators have kind of suffered this. Maybe no one has actually gone up to their faces to tell them that, but I think there might have been an atmosphere in Japan that kind of tells this, sends out this message to them, So I thought this might be the reason why they're still having a hard time to learn how to actually maintain their businesses properly and protect their workers. But again, maybe in the past it might have worked with all the companies investing together and such. But again, the world has changed. And of course, the systems need to change if time changes. So we really need to get out of these old, traditions and ideas that force craftsmen to be just craftsmen. It's impossible. They need to be responsible for delivering their own products and goods now. The social system is completely different, and we need to change our mindsets too. I'm always like, come on, Japan, please, Are we living in the Edo period? No, we're living in a period called Reiwa now, and it's about time we change, And again, as I explained in the video, some companies are starting to change. That's amazing. That's really, really good. But I really, really hope that more companies can start changing too, because if we take too much time, it'll be too late, So I really hope that more companies can really just ignore these kind of voices and get good results and just just tell them, we didn't listen to you, but we had a great success. See, there's nothing else they can say to you anymore. So I really hope many people can work this way and prove those people wrong. Then everyone, the ultimate goal of my life is to make all Japan lovers' dreams come true. So I know that there's a lot of people outside of Japan studying Japanese, willing to come to Japan to work in the anime industry or even trade in our traditional culture and such, right? But I'm very afraid that Japan will not be able to make everyone's dreams come true in the future because as we talked about today, these very old mindsets, too outdated, norms that still linger on Japan today that are pulling down the legs of the younger generations who want to have a brighter future. So we really need to change that, We're losing our traditional culture too because of the same reasons. And the younger generations, because they're suffering so much, they're literally dying at the highest rate in anywhere else in the world. So how are we able to make everyone's dreams come true in the future with such a situation, right? So I really want to dedicate my life to try to make Japan a better place. I want to try to solve the social problems. I want to preserve and evolve traditional culture and also help out the younger generations so they can have a brighter future. And to do that, my nearest goal right now is to achieve 2 million subscribers by January 2023 on my main channel. So all your likes and comments will help boost my videos and new viewers who have never seen my channel before, so it'd be great if you can help me out. And my third step is to start selling merchandise. Actually, our channel logo has recently been decided, so that's really exciting. I hope you can look forward to us presenting the logo. And also, we've been working, of course, every day on our stage performances too, our dancing, our music and everything. So I hope you look forward to our weekly training live streams and also the proper stage we'll be doing next year. I hope you look forward to that too. All right then everyone, thank you so much for listening to today's podcast too.